Well, hello friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Renee, and it is time for a pantry tour. I have busted my buns getting my pantry all stocked for winter. Now, all I have left to do is a few bushel of tomatoes and some more of my winter beans that I like to can up. With that, everything else is done, and I'm going to show you. Okay, friends, we'll start with all my beautiful spices up here. And a lot of these spice blends I put together myself, and I did do videos on it, so you'll be able to find them. You can search my channel for spice blends, and they'll pop up. This is my onion soup blend mix that I did. I love this stuff. I use a lot of it. I've got everything from Fiesta blend. I've got ranch blend, seasoning mix. I've got, what is this? A seasoning salt blend. This is a Fiesta Ranch. I've got pumpkin pie spice, apple pie spice. I've got a lot of stuff up here. And I buy a lot of my herbs in bulk. And it's easier and cheaper for me to do it that way because I also sell a lot of spices out in my market stand. So I go through a lot. So it doesn't pay unless I buy bulk. So I always get lots of spices. And I also grow a lot of herbs in my garden, and I gather them up and I dehydrate them, freeze dry them, whatever. But I always have lots of spices. And that's nice to have. I've got just about everything here that I would need to put together more seasoning blends. I've got a taco seasoning. I got turkey seasoning. I got all kinds of stuff. Old Bay seasoning, and that's one that I put together myself as well. Perfect. On this shelf, the only thing I got pickling spice, and I bought that today when I was at Orchard Market down south of Manistee. So I go through a lot of pickling spice. So I washed out my little container here, and it's just sitting here drying because that's what I'm going to put it in. But I've got all my bay leaves down here. I've got black, not sunflower seeds, black sesame seeds. And I ordered these on Amazon. And they were pretty reasonable because you don't need a whole lot of them. I just happened to get a nice big bag. But I make the Uzbek bread, the Uzbekistan bread. And I still have yet to do a video on it. But I always put the black and white sesame seeds on that bread. It's wonderful bread, and I need to do a video on it because you guys, it's so easy to make, and it's delicious. Okay, so the shelf that is underneath my spice rack is, that's got canned goods, and it's like an overflow, really. I've got because my grandkids love ramen noodles, so I got lots of ramen noodles there. These are my own mixed beans, and most of those I grew. I've got meats in here. I've got beans, potatoes, peppers, more beans. I've got I store in my box here, I store my Knorr vegetable blend, my small pastini noodles, and different things like that. I got a basket here that's got all kinds of beans in here. And I'm going to be doing some of these. I got to can some of these up for my winter. I like to have them on my shelf, ready to go. You just need to crack the jar open and do whatever. I like that. So this is my canned pork. This is beautiful stuff. I don't know if I did a video on that or not. But I love canned pork. So does my grandkids, and my whole family likes it. I keep a lot of my cookbooks here. Now, I don't have tons of cookbooks, but I only buy cookbooks that really catch my eye. And I will use every one of these. The one I didn't buy was my mother's. And this one is an oldie, friends. Many of you will remember these. That was my mom's. And I've got a lot of my mother's and grandmother's recipes in here. So I get it out and I'll go through it. But I don't use this too much because I want it to last. I need to pass this down to my daughter and granddaughters. And it is quite tattered. But If it's not used too much, it'll be okay. But all the rest of my cookbooks, a lot of them are Amish. I got the Ball cookbooks, and I love them. I love the Amish style of cooking. So I love Amish cookbooks. Yep, on the bottom, you can see down in this basket down here, I keep these packages of potatoes. These are nice. My husband loves these. And I'm telling you, they've come a long way. They're wonderful. And you can doctor them up and just, you can almost make a meal out of them. So that bin is full. I am set for winter on that. Now, I might have to buy a few more midway through winter, but I'm going to be pretty good with that. I've got soups down here, 2 cases, one of cream of mushroom and one of cream of chicken soup for lazy meals, lazy days, you know. But most of the time I make my own. And that's it for that shelf. I keep my rice cooker there. I've got applesauce in the back. They don't eat too much of that. My family doesn't. But I use that for cooking. Okay, friends. Now you'll see this shelf over here. This is all my canned goods, my store-bought canned goods, my boxed meals, my, the loaded potatoes, the stovetop, the hamburger helper that I showed you that I got. This is ketchup, and we're still going through this. I love using this ketchup that I home canned for my meatloaf. And I got carrots up there. This is all condiments. Yeah, there's a thing of frosting up there, but that's mostly condiments and chocolate sauce, dressing mixes, syrups. So I got enough of that stuff, and lemon juice because I use a lot of that, and I'm going to go through a lot of that this weekend when we're canning all our tomatoes. So I got lots of stuff up there. The very top shelf is all my pasta, powdered sugars, and oatmeal. You can just barely see it up there. I got some raisins, and I've got some black beans up there. Those won't be there for long because I'm going to can the beans. So, anyway, the shelf down here, this is all, this is some diced tomatoes, and look at this. I got this, and I think I showed this to you. I got this at Pineview. This is a packaged spaghetti sauce. 2 for $3. It's still in here, and it's still good, and I will use it this winter. I've got manwich, canned manwich, because we love the skillet manwich meals. But there's John's hot dog sauce, and I also got a couple cases of tomato paste. I use that when I make my own pizza sauce. This is just kind of sitting here because I didn't have no room for it, so it's stuffing. But I got all this is what I use a lot of these, both of these. I want to show these to you. This size too, they're big. I use these when I make up a lot of my spice blends and a lot of my, my ranch, anything that calls for the chicken or the beef bouillon, my seasoned rice mixes, all that stuff. I use these. So I'll wind up getting more of these. I need about 6 of these to hold me through winter. And I've only got 2, and they're half full. So that's on my list for more. I use these spuds, these Idaho spuds. These are the, let me move this, and I'll show you. These are the dehydrated hash browns. This is what I use most of the time to make I'll use them in my burritos, but I will also use them for hash brown casserole because they're wonderful. And you look on Amazon for that, and you're going to pay about $17 for this big box. They're not even $10 through Sam's. I think they're $8.99. So I got I'm going to need about 5 more of them for the winter. So I will probably do a very small haul from Sam's and have it shipped here. And it'll be the scragglies that I need, the Nor mix and the potatoes, stuff like that I'll get. And My next shelf down is all my fruits, some more of my canned veggies, and my canned meat, my salmon, ham, corned beef hash. I've got some of that, and tuna fish, which I also have another case of tuna fish down on, no I don't, I moved it. It is, my tuna fish is all back in there. So that's good. And I've got enough tuna fish to last for the winter. I got a whole case of it. So that's wonderful. The next shelf down, that's all my canned beans. The cannellini beans, I'm going to be canning these up. I got 2 packages of these. And my friend gave them to me because she don't use them. And I'm going to can them. They'll be nice. So, and beans, I'll can them when I can up the black beans. So I'll make a full canner full, you know. So I'm not wasting space. So anyway, that down there is, I got crushed tomatoes. I've got refried beans down there. I've got more big cans of mixed vegetables and some soups down there, tomato soups. And then I got my grandkids the macaroni and cheese. You see it right down there. It really is good. On the very bottom shelf, that's mostly graham crackers and cereal. And I do have a few boxes of Pop-Tarts. We need to get to making our own Pop-Tarts. I just haven't had time because of harvest and everything coming in. But I promise you, we will do homemade Pop-Tarts. My kids love them. I've got, I got 2 bins down there. You can't see it. Let me show you. The 2 bins on the very bottom, right there. One is, the top one is my grandkids' s'more kit. I've got the candy, the marshmallows, the crackers, and stuff all in there. The one underneath it is where I store my crackers, okay? So, that is nice up there, nice and full. And all my pasta on the very top. This, on this side, is all my baking stuff. That's my sugar, my rice, I got some more pasta there, my pastry mix, brown sugar, cocoa powder, cornstarch, flour, all that good jazz. And then right there above the microwave, that's got marshmallows and just odds and ends on that shelf. Where my microwave is, I've got my rice mixes, and I've got an overflow for like potato chips and pie shells. And you can't barely see down in there behind it. Underneath my microwave area, you will see that I've got jarred stuff down there. Now that's cranberry juice and strawberry jam tucked back in there. And then on the very bottom shelf, I got all my oils. Now that will last me, I want to think that would last me through the winter, but I might need another, gallon jug. But I've got it pretty well stocked down there. And then that right there, that's stuff for my pizza. That is jalapenos that I canned. I pickled and canned these. These are beautiful. We use these on pizzas. And then I've got the sun-dried tomatoes that we use on pizzas too. And I got a whole case of those. So I've got enough of those to last for quite some time. Okay, friends, so over here on this shelf, on the west side of my pantry, I've got all my home canned goods on all these shelves. And you'll see that there's some bare spots, but they're going to be filled in because I'm going to do, oh my gosh, Susie and I are going to be canning probably anywhere from 3 to 5 bushels of stewed tomatoes. So we're going to do a lot of tomatoes. But on top, that's all my freeze-dried stuff that I use quite regularly. So I do have a root cellar full of freeze-dried goodies, but these are what I get and I use pretty much, daily. And these are tomatoes. These are good. I put these in my soups. Look at that. These were the yellow tomatoes that I grew last year, and I freeze-dried them and put them in a jar, and I use them in my soups. I love them. I got more cans of beans up here, dry beans. I got celery, peppers, some more spices, everything, bagel seasoning. I got breadcrumbs that I'm going to be turning into shake and bake, raisins, mushrooms, bok choy. I got everything up there on the top. It really is lovely. And this is a dehydrated. This isn't freeze-dried. This one is a dehydrated vegetable mix. It's nice in soups and casseroles, but I like it better in soups. So I've got jams there. Most of these are store-bought jams, but that's all right because my grandkids use them. And then when I make my little sandwich cookies in the wintertime, I use that jam in between them. So, and I always got a bottle of beer in my pantry. You can see the 2 bottles of beer there. Ha! I use them. Somebody says, you don't drink beer. I said, no, I don't drink beer, but I make beer batter and I also make beer bread. So I always have at least 2 bottles of beer in my pantry so I can make either a beer batter or use it for making beer bread, which is divine, I'm telling you. So anyway, friends, I've got more stuff in my closet, which is like, I'll just barely show you. It's like a mess in there because it is so packed up. But when you look around the corner here, there is no food in there, but that is where around the corner I got it all shelving in there. And that's where I store my pans, my bags, you know, my extra little Ziploc bags, and my labels for all my market stand stuff. So my market stand supplies are in there. And then over here on top of this table, this is a nice stainless table I got. I've got my container for my rolling pins. I've got some beef stock that I need to put back up on the shelf. And I got my butcher block, all my goodies up in here. All my little tchotchkes. So there you have it, friends. You've got to see my pantry, all the hauls that I've been showing you that I've gotten. You see it all stuffed in here. Might be a little willy-nilly in spots, but it's in here and it's stocked for winter. All I got to do now is little odds and ends beside the tomatoes. We're going to be canning tomatoes till the cows come home this weekend. But my daughter will be taking most of that home for her pantry. Believe it or not, I still got about a dozen jars of stewed tomatoes from last year. See how beautiful these are? I got about a dozen of them left from last year. So I'm only going to need about another dozen jars. And that'll do us through the winter. But anyway, with the exception of getting a couple more odds and ends for my pantry, it is stocked and it is done. And I am happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you liked my little pantry tour. You all have a wonderful day. And I'll see you in the next video, friends. And as always, thanks for watching.